Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. In this video I'm going to talk about divine order. And in divine order, if there's a code, there's a decoder. If there's a message being sent, there's a receiver. There is a relationship between everything. And in a perfect divine order, the current realities that are unfolding, unveiling themselves, presenting themselves, being realized by people all over the globe are a demonstration on a mass universal scale of divine order. To put it in human terms, if God was to prove God to God's self, though God really wouldn't have to do that, but if God was to demonstrate to another consciousness, humanity, and other sentient beings out in the cosmos who are already well aware of all of this, what tools would be used? Well, clearly tools that were interpretable. If there's a code, there's a decoder. If there's a message, a messenger, there's a message, and there's a receiver. There's a constant communication between all levels of consciousness and reality going on. However, to put it on a grand enough scale so that it is unequivocally, what would you say? Unequivocally, it's undeniable. All of the universe would be in on it, so that anyone who would doubt the vastness and the power of the almighty mind would pretty much shut up. Not in a mean way, but be so amazed that you would find yourself preferring to explore and appreciate it and honor it, as opposed to challenge it, try to pigeonhole it, and question it. Because that's so much easier, for one. And also, it would stop the fighting and stop the arguing and let us get back to a place of harmony and peace and prosperity and abundance and kindness and love that's already available for everyone immediately. So, divine order. I keep going back to the music because my brain is kindly been gifted with some, ability to understand patterns. And if my brain can do it, your brain can do it. And can see how the sense of infinity itself is actually a balanced order of duality and perspective, and that the place to be, to stay in your peace, in the divine order of all things, is in the middle, is in the center, is in the unconditional love. And the unconditioned, meaning it's just love. It's not love because you're this way, or I don't love you because you're not this way. It's just knowing that it all comes from one central point, and that there is a divine order and harmony in all of the universe that we witness all day, every day, and honoring that and seeing that play out in your own life. And that divine order is where everyone's starting to see the synchronicities, hear the synchronicities, notice the synchronicities, dream about the synchronicities, wake up and realize that there is a pattern that you are naturally compelled to go with, a flow that automatically guides you. I mean, your body knows what to do. It is an intelligent being in and of itself. I mean, babies don't know how to talk, but they certainly know what to do without being told. It's natural to be you. It's natural to express yourself. And your expressions are an expression of the God force, of the infinite intelligence. So back to divine order. on the grandest scale. Little glitch there. So in the divine order, there is a perfect balance and a perfect mirroring that is subject to the perceiver, the person, the interpreter, the person hearing the message or the information, based on how that person chooses to run information through their belief system will determine how they experience it and what they do with it. What does that mean on a practical level of a massive awakening of Christ consciousness, of God consciousness, of love consciousness? Well, one of the most simple examples that I can use at this point in time is many people have worked very hard to decode the book of Revelation in the Bible. And I have an aside about the Bible itself. I just don't do well with people who want to use that as a weapon, that book. It's an amazing text full of insights and tools and truths that are just stacked one on top of the other, perfectly coded. So leaving religion out of it and using the beauty of the story itself, of this eternal unfolding love story of creation. In Revelation, when you read it from the perspective of a mirrored love affair of the infinite, then it isn't some damnable, destructive book. It is a teaching tool and an understanding of a divine order. We have a woman who appears clothed with the sun. Sort of a duality there. She's covered, but when you're clothed with something, you are protected by it, and you are covered, you're in it. So she's in the sun, and she's not just clothed by the sun, she's clothed with the sun. She's one with the light. And she has a male child. So out of that light proceeds another light. That is caught up, but also caught up, as in catching up with some information. Who is caught up with the light in the Bible but Jesus? And immediately is this dragon in front of her wanting to devour her child. Her child, the light, that would be darkness, who wants to take that. But the child, the mirror, the perfect mirror of her light, two light beings, is caught up to the throne of heaven, boom, and she goes off and hides in the wilderness, which we can equal to earth. So the sun goes up to the sky, to the throne of heaven, and the woman, the mother, goes down to the wilderness, the earth. And the earth swallows up the waters of all this wrath of what? This darkness, who wants to devour what? The light, like a black hole. And she's there for 3,000 something days, etc., etc. So the darkness is the shadow, is the lie, is the who goes to, says the devil goes and wants to plague those who believe in Jesus. It's the darkness. Because he only has a short time. A very short time. To fool everybody. Into what? God has a sense of humor. Into thinking they know what's going on. And during that time, we've been running around thinking we're in charge of everything. But there's a divine order. And the number of the beast is 666. Well, put that stuff aside, the real tricky numerology and everything. But the beast is a man. Everyone's been looking for this man, but it's not a man, it's man. Fooled by the darkness. Completely. And while all that darkness has been spewing around, all these divine pieces from the earth and the sun have been lining all of you, all of us, up for this presentation, for this grand awakening, so that beyond the shadow of a doubt, everyone can see that there is a higher order, there is a divine plan, there is divine light that has put into books and texts and people and dreams and moments in time across the entire linear history as well as the infinite history, over and over and over again. Stories after stories after stories after stories after stories, all looping back to the same light, the same love, the same throne, the same truth. Undeniable, undeniable, undeniable. Jesus also had a short time on this earth plane as a man to plant the seeds of truth and then allow them to grow of their own accord. For some reason this comes up, maybe someone's thinking about it, but in Genesis at the end of, so that's happening parallel to what is also happening in the book of Genesis. It's a very deep religious topic. If anyone wants to take me out for coffee and go that deep, I'll go there, but I don't think it's appropriate for this video. When God is finished separating into man and woman in the Genesis story, God goes to sleep. God rests. Well, when your eyes are closed, it's dark. And a lot of things seem to have happened before the universe woke back up. Or a lot of ideas got kind of off wobble on the outside world, but now that everyone's waking up, you're seeing that all the while this divine order has been playing itself out because it's on autopilot. God's so confident in the motion that was set forward that it was fine to rest. And the woman and the man on earth and the light and the earth, it's all divinely structured and planned perfectly for everyone to awaken and see who's really behind the veil and who's really in charge of everything, and that it spans the entire cosmos. And there's so much more that's coming, that's good, that we don't even yet imagine. And that's a good thing, because if you're worrying about what's coming or you're freaking out about what went, you're missing the moment. You're missing the now, and that's where it's all happening. That's where the now, the next logical step is going to reveal itself to you. So relax. There is the divine order, and it works, and it serves you, and it loves you, and wants you to be happy. Thank you for trusting yourself and trusting faith in the light and even in the darkness, because through that darkness shines a bright light, and that is what has brought us all together, and there's always more to come. And I can't thank all of you enough for trusting yourself when you walked through what's sometimes called the dark night of the soul, and just trusted that inner calling that you're guided. You're guided, you're guided, you're guided. And that's it on Divine Order for right now. Thank you for watching. See you at the next video. Any questions, comments are totally appreciated. And I'm so thrilled to get to meet some of you. Thank you so much.